Friday is the deadline for York County's military commanders to pay the tuition bill. Neither base officials nor school board members are inclined to discuss specifics about what will happen Friday if the deadline passes and the tuition bills aren't paid. But if York County decides to make good on its promise to charge tuition, then the matter will likely end up in court. The most obvious first step in that process would be the filing of an injunction on behalf of military parents to keep the school board from charging tuition. That scenario may come to pass before the weekend. Government officials were at Langley Air Force Base Monday conducting interviews with military people whose cases might be used as the basis for a lawsuit. This letter was sent out earlier this week telling Langley personnel what was going on.
We wanted them to, if they had any concerns about it, about the issue, to direct them to the legal office so that if we needed any particular individuals that we could use later on, we would have names of interested parties.
York County Superintendent Don Bruno says the county and the military are being caught in the middle of a power struggle between Congress and the president. The enemy is the political system.
The military people have been good neighbors. Children have contributed to the schools, and that, let's not get together and throw bricks at each other.
So while Bruno is encouraging reason, he's also waiting to see if York County's funding battle will have to be settled in court. In York County, Kathy Midkiff, The Daily News.
No, not on the letter.
Nearly 300 people gathered in the Tabb High School auditorium to hear Superintendent Don Bruno defend the county's decision to charge tuition for military children. Overshadowing the hearing is Friday's deadline for military commanders to come up with more than $1 million in tuition payments.
School will operate in a normal way on Friday. The buses will operate on Friday.
But the York Education Association, like parents and administrators, wanted to know what would happen after Friday.
If you are contemplating massive cuts from this budget in the near future, as we repeatedly hear, tell us now and honestly where the budget will be cut.
I've never been the kind to say that I've lost before the ball game's over. And I hope the YEA hasn't decided to say we're down to the last 3 minutes of the ball game and we've lost. I don't think we've lost. I really don't. And I wouldn't want to be associated with a group of people that had that kind of feeling.
Some military people were not reassured by the Defense Secretary's promise that no military person would have to pay tuition to a public school.
It is strictly a problem for the Congress of the United States or the courts of the United States to solve.
But the courts will probably get hold of the case before it's solved in Congress, and that could happen before the weekend. Superintendent Bruno is heading for Washington Friday to try to head off a legal confrontation, but that meeting comes only an hour and a half before the tuition deadline. In York County, Kathy Midkiff, The Daily News.
I would say this to you, that